1977 was the year in which Reliance Industries Limited had come up with its IPO. So there may be a possibility that your parents or grandparents might have applied for the IPO and they might be having some shares with them right now. The question is that if they were to apply for the rights issue on these Reliance Industries shares, number one, are they entitled to get these rights shares even if they hold the shares in the physical format? Number two, if they hold the shares in the physical format and even today if they don't have a demat account, then will they really get the right shares? And number three, if they don't have a demat account and if demat account is mandatory to get the right shares, then what would be the last date by which they'll have to open a demat account? To know the answers of all these questions and many more questions, check out the full video. Welcome you all to my second video on Reliance Industries Limited rights shares. This was the first video which I had made on rights issue of Reliance Industries, and today I'm going to do a follow-up video based on a lot of questions which are there in everyone's minds. Number one type of question which I talked about, if I hold shares in physical format, then what? And here I have jotted down a bunch of questions, a list of questions which you all might have in your mind. So all these questions we are going to tackle in today's video, and also I'm going to tell you at the end of the video the last question, if you can check out, that how to actually apply for rights issue. So all these questions back to back we are going to answer in the entire video. So let's start one by one. The very first question which I had asked was that if I hold shares in physical format, just for your understanding, even today it may be less than 1% of the total number of shares of Reliance Industries, but even today there are some shareholders who hold shares in the physical format. Are they also entitled to write shares in the same ratio of 15:1? Answer is absolutely yes. So if there is a person who is holding 150 shares of Reliance Industries, he'll be entitled to how many? 10 shares of Reliance Industries, okay, as a right shares. Now, question is that if the new shares, right shares, were to be issued to the shareholder, how can they be issued? Can they be issued in the physical format? Answer is no. Now, the new shares which are going to be issued, they can't be issued in the physical format. They have to be issued in the dematerialized format, which we often call as a demat format. Then the next question pops up is that if this person does not have a demat account even today, then what? Is there any last date by which he has to communicate his demat account? Answer is yes. The last date is 1st of June 2020. It's coming pretty fast. 1st of June 2020 is the last date by which you must have a demat account. Then and only then you will be getting the rights shares in your demat account. If you don't provide these details before 1st of June 2020, then there's something called as a suspense account, okay? It's not like you will never be entitled to your right shares then, but then these shares go to a suspense account, and then getting your own shares becomes a big administrative process. So I personally feel that for those, you can tell this to your friends, to your relatives, to your parents, grandparents who still don't have a demat account and who hold shares in physical format. Ask them to open a demat account, and if you want small guidance on how to open an account, then I have given a link in the description box. You can just click the link and you can open an account with Zerodha. Within 24 to maximum 48 hours, your account will be opened, and of course I am giving some benefits for you all also if you are opening an account with Zerodha. If you open an account with the link given in the description box, there are 3 benefits, 2 from my side, 1 from Zerodha's side. The very first benefit is that you will get the 3rd lecture of my Basics of Stock Market course absolutely free of cost. So out of 11, 2 lectures are posted on YouTube. The 3rd lecture I'll give you free of cost. Second one, I do make a series on fundamental analysis which is available only for pro investors. Out of that one video, till date I've made 4 videos for the pro investors. Out of that one video which is on special fundamental analysis, one of the 4 I'm going to give again free of cost to those who are opening the account with the link mentioned below. And of course, one more, everyone knows Zerodha is a discount broker. The biggest advantage is that you get brokerage as low as 20 rupees or 0.03% of the transactional value. That too, if the transaction is intraday. If it is a delivery based trade, then the brokerage is absolutely free of cost. So even if you want to have an additional demat account, that is absolutely alright. There is no restriction on opening additional number of demat accounts as well. Well, before we start off answering the next few questions, what I have done, I hope you have checked the description box. In the description box, I have given timestamps. Okay, so I've told at what point of time in the video what discussion starts. So just in case if you know answers to few questions, you can just directly click on the timestamp and your video will jump to that specific answer to a specific question. So for example, if you want to directly understand how to apply for the rights issue, you can see in the description box the exact timeline. Click on that timeline and the video will start from how to apply for rights issue. Okay, so this being a little bit big video. This is the first time I've done this. I've given the timestamps in the description box, but I personally suggest you should watch the full video. Let's understand some basic points of the rights issue. The issue opened on May 20th, 2020, which was Wednesday. Last date for market renunciation of rights. Renunciation of rights means you can sell the rights if you want. In my previous video, I've already explained this. Either you can accept the rights, you can get the benefit of rights shares, or you can renounce. Renounce means sell off the rights, okay? Or you can do nothing also. That is also allowed, okay? But generally, shareholders would either accept the rights shares or they would sell off the rights shares, okay? So last date for renouncing the shares is May 29th, which is Friday. So next Friday it will be the last date. One more important date which I hope everyone should be knowing is the day of listing of these rights shares. The shares are going to be listed on 12th of June, which is Friday 2020. Okay, so please understand this small point but very important point. So you will be able to see two prices of Reliance Industries shares now. One, the regular share, and one, Reliance Industries RE. You will be able to see it in the market right now. What is RE? RE is rights entitlement. Okay, so you will see a difference in the pricing. What is the pricing? Why is there a difference in pricing? What exactly is it? Of course, we are going to discuss in the coming part of the video. Okay, now let's focus on the core concept. Okay, so for that I need 100% attention. So let's start. Possibility number one, I can buy the rights shares. Okay, directly I buy the rights shares of Reliance Industries. But when will I be able to buy the rights shares of Reliance Industries? Only if I am the shareholder of Reliance Industries. Okay, and how many shares am I entitled to buy? 15 shares. If I already hold, then I am entitled to buy only one rights shares. Okay, this concept is clear. Let us keep this aside. If I don't want to buy the shares, if I don't want to buy the right shares, what is the possibility with me? I can renounce my right. Renouncing my right means what? I don't want to buy the right shares. One right share for every 15 shares held. I don't want to buy this right. I don't want to buy this right share, that one right share. So what is the possibility available with me? Possibility which is available with me is I can sell off this right to someone else. Now who is this someone else? That someone else is a person who does not have the Reliance Industries shares right now, or who did not have the Reliance Industries shares as on the record date, but he is still wanting to buy the right shares. Why? The right shares are at 1,257 rupees, but the current market price is somewhere around 1,400 plus rupees. Okay, so there is one investor who is wanting to buy the right shares at 1,257. Will he be able to buy the right shares as of now if he does not have shares? If he did not have shares of Reliance Industries on the record date? Answer is no. Now let's understand the situation very properly. I am a person. I can buy the right shares if I want, but I don't want to. There is a person, someone right here, who wants to buy the right shares, but he is not eligible to buy the right shares. Now there is a matchmaking which is required. How will I get to know a person who wants to buy shares? I would be happy to sell off my rights. Okay, but what will I tell him? Let's understand this logically. Assume that Reliance share is trading at 1,450. I'm simplifying the thing, okay? Assume that Reliance share is trading at 1,450 and assume that you can get the right shares at 1,250. I know it is 1,257, but for simplicity of purpose, 1,250. So what that person will do? He'll take the right from me, okay? He'll buy the right share at 1,250 and he'll sell it off at 1,450. He'll get 200 rupees difference. He'll enjoy the difference. No, I will not let that happen. So what will I tell him? You want to buy the right shares? Okay, I'll give you a power to buy a right shares. Okay, I'll give you something like a chit. If you have this chit, you will be in a position to buy the right shares. And what is this chit? This is nothing but a right entitlement. This chit will entitle you. This chit will enable you to buy the right shares even if you don't have Reliance Industries shares. Oh. Have you understood what is right entitlement? Okay, so right entitlement is something you can imagine like a chit. Okay, who has it? Reliance Industries shareholder has it. This chit can be sold to someone, okay, who doesn't have the authority to buy right shares. So this person, now This chit will not be in a physical format. This will be in the DMAT format. And what is this called as? This is nothing but RE. This is nothing but the rights entitlement. Now you can check this on the screen. Here you can see a screenshot, something known as RIL-RE. What is this? This is that chit in short. That chit is being traded. Okay. Now tell me logically, if I were to sell this chit, at what price should I sell this chit? Tell me logically, at what price should I sell this chit? Minimum at 200 rupees. Why at 200 rupees? Because the current market price is 1450 in our example, and in our example we were getting the right share at 1250. That difference 200, that is what minimum I am going to demand. Okay, till this clear? Now let us check what happened on Wednesday. That was the first day when this chit, the RE, was being traded on the stock exchange. The closing price of Reliance was 1433 rupees. Okay, rights issue offer price was 1257 rupees. So the difference between these two, theoretical price in our example was 200. The theoretical price is coming to around 176 rupees. But if you check it, the closing price of the right entitlement, you can see it on the screen. In the very first one, bid of 202.15. The closing price was 202 rupees 15 paisa for obtaining one RE. That is a big question. If the theoretical profit is 176, why are people wanting to buy at 202 rupees? Very logical. So it means that people are ready to pay more to get theoretically a lesser profit. Why is that so? So let's understand what will happen. Let us say there is Mr. X who buys the right entitlement. Okay, he buys, let us say, 5 right entitlements by paying that 202 rupees. Now what is this person entitled to? This person is entitled to buy the rights shares. He is entitled to get the right shares. Okay, now let us understand what is the price of rights shares. Okay, the price of rights shares, which is 1257 rupees, he doesn't have to pay the 1257 rupees at one shot. You can see this. What is the payment schedule? Okay, the payment schedule is something like this. On the application, only 314 rupees 25 paise have to be paid. Okay, that is as good as within next 1 or 2 weeks. Okay. Second, in May 2021, almost 1 year after, another 314 rupees have to be paid. In November 2021, after almost 1.5 years, another 628 rupees have to be paid. So what happened? In short, for one share of Reliance Industries, if I were to buy a normal share of Reliance Industries, I would have been required to pay 1450 plus rupees, okay, to buy one share. But right now, with rights entitlement, what would be the actual cash outflow for me? What will be the actual cash outflow? That 202 rupees for right entitlement I paid, and this 314 rupees. So in short, with just paying 516 rupees roughly, only paying 516 rupees, I got one share of Reliance Industries. That's the time value of money. In simple words, it's as good as I am paying only 1/3 price right now to buy the share of Reliance Industries. So can I buy in more quantity right now? So I might not have that much cash right now. But if I were to accumulate the shares of this company, can I buy these shares by paying only 1/3 of the price right now? Answer is yes. I hope this part is very clear. I tried to explain what exactly is the right entitlement, how much I will have to pay, is there any payment schedule for that? Okay, all these basic things I have explained in this part of the video. I hope this part is clear. If not, you can just rewind and check it out one more time. Well, before moving on to the next set of questions, let's understand this small rights issue schedule. The day of opening of this issue was Wednesday 20th March. The screenshot which you saw right now was on Wednesday 20th of March. Second one, the last day on which you can renounce the rights, that chit. If I didn't want the rights, what is the last day by which I can sell it? That is Friday, May 29th, coming Friday. Okay. Final issue closure, rights entitlement issue will be closing on Wednesday, that is the 3rd of June. And last line will directly go into the last date of listing is going to be 12th of June, which is a Friday. Okay. Two more quick questions which if I were to answer, if you remember the very first screen that I talked about, what additional questions we are going to discuss. Question is, will I be entitled to get dividend? Will I be entitled to vote against these right shares? Okay. Now let's understand this point. Dividend. See, I am paying only 1/3 of the price. Understand this? I am paying only what? 1/3 of the price. So theoretically, let us understand. Assume that face value of Reliance Industries is 10 rupees. Okay. Out of 10 rupees face value, I am paying only 1/3 of the price right now. So I am paying simplicity of calculation, I'm paying only 3 rupees right now. Okay. So if Reliance Industries shares, if Mukesh Ambani says that he is declaring 100% dividend right now, will I be entitled to get 100 rupees of face value or 100 rupees of the paid up value? Answer is 100 rupees of paid up value. So whatever dividend is declared, because you have paid up only 1/3, you will get dividend of only 1/3. I hope this point is also clear. You always get dividend on paid up value and not on the face value of the share. Is this also clear? Right? Second one, will you be entitled to voting rights? Yes, you will be entitled to voting rights, but again, your voting is also given that much weightage. You will not get full weightage for a partly paid shares for voting purpose. Okay. Then how is it calculated? What? That's a big procedure. Let's not go into that. We are not really keen on discussing that part. Okay. One very, very, very important part. Is there a possibility that your shares might have been pledged with the broker? Then are you entitled to the right? Answer is absolutely yes. There was a clarification which was given that even if your shares are pledged with the broker, you will be entitled to the rights. Now, how do you understand that whether you have pledged your shares with the broker or not? You get a statement from your broker which clearly mentions that let us say you had total 48 number of shares, assume, out of which 45 shares were pledged with us. So you have only 3 shares. Okay. So are you really entitled for any share? Are you really entitled for any right shares? As of now, answer is no, because for 15 shares you are going to get 1. You are having only 3. I'm going to discuss this same point again, okay? Don't worry on that. But as of now, I hope you have understood this very, very, very important point. What do we mean by keeping a pledge? Okay, pledge means it's like a form of bailment. Those who are commerce students should be able to understand this. It's like a bailment. Means what? I am keeping my own asset with someone else for a time being, for a temporary period. Okay, I'll give you a simple example. If you give your scooty for servicing, if you give your vehicle for servicing to a mechanic, okay, the scooty is physically not with me right now, correct? It's with the mechanic, but who is still the true owner of that? Still I am the true owner of that. If something happens to the scooty tomorrow, I'll be responsible. If someone is ready to buy the scooty at 1 crore rupees, my scooty at 1 crore rupees, because someone gets to know, oh, Rachna Ranade has used the scooty, and someone is ready to buy at 1 crore, who will be the owner? Who will be the one who will get that big windfall gain? Who will gain from that? It's me, the owner, who is going to gain from that. Okay, so any gain, any loss related to a property which is pledged with someone else, which is kept as a bailment with someone else, the owner of that can claim any benefits out of that or is responsible for any damages for that. Okay, so understand, my shares were kept as a pledge with the broker. Okay, so temporarily uske paas hai, temporarily he has it. Who is the true owner? Still I am the true owner. Okay, will I be entitled to all the rights? Will I be entitled to all the benefits? Answer is absolutely yes. I will be entitled to all the benefits. I hope this part is also clear. Okay, so if you have shares pledged with your broker and if your broker is not giving you any document for that, ask for a document. You do have a final right to get these. In fact, with Zerodha also, I had inquired one or two of my friends. There was a case where their shares were pledged with Zerodha, but on the same day, that is on Wednesday itself, they gave a clarification that yes, we have your pledged shares, but you are the true owner of that and you will be entitled for the rights shares. I hope pledging part was a little bit big one, but I hope you have understood it. Let's move on to the next part of what's a fractional entitlement. Okay, fractional entitlement is something wherein, as I mentioned the case, assume I have 20 shares. For every 15, I'm going to get 1. But what about that fractional, that additional 5? Can I apply for 1 more share? Apply to karke dekhte hai. Even if I get it, well and good. If I don't, it's okay. Okay, so am I eligible to apply for that fractional share which I have additionally? Answer is yes. Okay, so one more example. If you have 50 shares, so 15 3s are 45, ideally you are entitled to only 3. Can you still apply for 4? Yes. If the shares get undersubscribed, if the rights issue gets undersubscribed, you will get that 4th share. Okay, so you are entitled to go ahead with the fractional entitlement. What if, ma'am, I have only 5 shares? Okay, I have only 5 shares. Then what? Some people would definitely like to buy that additional 10 shares and then go for buying the right shares. But now that time is gone, record date is over. Okay, but what now? What could be the possibility right now? You have only 5 shares. Then what? Then there is a case that you can still apply for the fractional entitlement. You can still go ahead with applying for one right shares. If the issue gets undersubscribed, you will get the benefit of that. You will be entitled to get that one extra right share. I hope fractional entitlement part is also very clear. Well, moving on to the second last part, that will I be able to sell these right shares which are partly paid up? Those who are commerce students, you might have heard this, that if they are partly paid up shares, you are not allowed to sell these shares before they become fully paid up. Okay, but what Reliance has done is that they are having a separate ISIN. Okay, ISIN is like in simple words, they have a separate roll number for the right shares and they have a separate roll number ISIN for the normal shares. Okay, so normal shares will keep on trading at their normal price, which is currently right now 1450 plus, and these right shares, okay, right shares can be still sold off at a lower price. Okay, now when will they be sold off at a lower price? Once the right shares are issued. If you remember, 12th of June, I told you one date. So on 12th of June and onwards, right shares will be properly traded on the stock exchange. Will they be traded at the same price of 1450? No. Ideally, they will be traded somewhere around at 500. Roughly 1/3 हो गया ना paid up. Yes. So somewhere around 500 rupees they might start trading. Of course, that's purely demand supply function. I can't tell you the exact price, but somewhere around that. Okay. So very, very, very important. Can you even sell off the partly paid shares once the right shares get listed on the stock exchange? Answer is absolutely yes. Okay, moving on with the last part. I think this is again a very important part as to how you can apply for the right shares. You have two possible options. Number one, you can apply through ASBA, or number two, you can apply through RWAP. Okay, ASBA is your application supported by blocked amounts, and that is nothing but you actually go to your respective bank's net banking. You log into your net banking, then there will be generally something like an IPO or it could be like an eIPO section. Now every bank will have a different name for that. Okay, so you just have to go to the eIPO section. In that you will have to click for apply for the rights issue, and then you will have to fill out the normal details. So it's exactly the same like you fill out an IPO. Okay, but if you are not comfortable with that, if you have not really used the ASBA facility. Why I am not showing any ASBA facility? Because every bank will have small changes in their own net banking system. So it will be very difficult for me to show like 10-12 banks how to apply. It's of no use. Instead of that, what I thought, I will show you how to apply through RWAP. RWAP is what? Registrar's Web Application Based Program. Okay, Registrar's Web Application Based Platform, not program, platform. Okay, so that is the RWAP. I think it's really simple to apply for right shares through RWAP. I'm going to show you step by step, screen by screen, but so that I'm not required on the screen at that time, I'll give you full screen view, and I hope you'll be able to understand in the most simplified manner. Right, so what is the first step? First step is that you go onto the website, which I've mentioned here, rights.kfintech.com. When you go to this website, whenever you click on this website, this is the home page that you can see. Okay, in this entire home page, what you have to select? You have to select RWAP, apply for rights issue, and you just have to click on go. Okay, once you click on go, then you will go to the step number 2. Very important, you have to check mark all these boxes only if you are a resident shareholder. Okay, so if you are a resident shareholder, what do you have to do? Just check this out. I'm a resident holder, I'm holding a resident bank account, sole or joint holder, whatever. So just check it out, should not be a big problem. And then you click on what? Proceed. Once you click on proceed, then you will see that mark the following checkboxes if your shares are in dematerialized format. Now I'm sure you know that I told you that you have to just check this. If you are having shares in physical format, then the procedure is different. If you are holding shares in demat format, then the procedure is different. Okay, so for dematerialized format, only this is applicable. Here you have to tick mark that yes, I am a shareholder as on record date. See here, it is given that I am holding shares in physical format. Don't check this out. Check here. I am holding shares in dematerialized format. Okay. Your DPID. Okay. I am sure everyone knows their own DPID. You have to type out here. You have to enter your PAN. If you are having an account with NSDL, then your DPID is one which starts with IN and something. You'll have some number. Once you fill all these things, you'll have to click on submit. Now what happens is that then you have to okay, wait, now the next screen that I've told you is something where you're holding shares in physical format. So the previous one was if you're holding shares in demat format. Now I'm telling you the other possibility, that if you're holding shares in the physical format, then what do? You have to check out on I am a shareholder on record date agreed, but here you have to check out I am holding the shares in physical format. Okay, here you have to enter the folio number. Folio number is like a serial number. Okay, so assume that you have folio number as 187. So it means that you have the 187th share certificate in your own name. Okay, so folio number is like a serial number. You have to enter there. Then you have to enter PAN. Okay, DPID right now NSDL CDSL might be missing, because in that case you are saying that you may not be having shares in the dematerialized format. Okay, so if you are having shares in a physical format without even having your DPID, then it's okay. You just have to enter the folio number, you have to enter your PAN. Okay, and finally you have to click on submit. Okay, once you click this, you will get this verification page. In the verification page, you will have to enter your email ID, your mobile number, and once you enter your email ID, mobile number, you will get an OTP. Your one-time password, that is your OTP, has to be entered here, and then you will have to click on validate OTP. Okay, once you validate the OTP, then what you get is very important step. Please pay attention. You have to fill the required information and then proceed for payment via net banking or UPI. Very important. What is given here? Please note that you can apply for additional rights over and above your entitlement. Did I discuss this? Yes. What did I say? If you are holding 20 shares, you are ideally entitled for only 1 share. 15:1. But can you try to apply for that additional 5 shares? Yes. And how that can be done? Let's check this out. So for example, I've given here, for example, assume that I have 35 shares. Okay, assume. Okay, so, or yeah, 35 shares, let us say. So what do I say? Number of shares entitled. Here you can see it's a gray box. I can't edit this. For 35 shares, I'm entitled to only 2. Okay. But here, enter your investment particulars. Here it is given total number of shares applied for. I can either type out 2 only, or I may be even wanting that fractional entitlement. Okay. So here, let us say I've entered 3. Then amount payable will automatically be calculated here. Okay. Then either you can say pay using net banking or pay using UPI, whatever is the case. Okay. Once you do once you fill in all the details, then you will get this screen wherein you will get a notification of your transaction status. Here it says transaction status is success. This was the transaction date, time, this is the amount, and if you want, you can also print it. Okay. So this is where your actual payment process through your RWAP facility ends. I hope this is very easy. Ideally, you should not be facing any problem. I've given you step by step along with screenshots how to apply. Still, if you have any questions, feel free to write your questions in the comment section below. Finally. I know it was a lengthy video, but I think worth it. I tried to tackle so many questions in this video, and I tried to give you almost a 360-degree view of everything, right from what is exactly a right entitlement, how it can be traded, what if you have shares in physical format, what will happen if your shares are pledged, will you be entitled to get dividend, what about bonus? Of course you'll be entitled for bonus as well. What about the voting rights? Everything we have discussed, and towards the end we also talked about how to apply for right shares. I hope you have enjoyed this entire content, and I hope you don't have any doubts. But still, as I mentioned, if you have any doubts, write it in the comment section. I would be taking a live Q&A session for this one, which will be conducted on Monday at 7 PM. Okay, so I will be happy to answer your questions, if any, on Monday 7 PM. If you have liked this video, consider sharing this video with your friends. Consider subscribing to my channels as well as to my memberships. You can see the join button on my channel. Try to check it out what it is, and definitely I will assure you that there will be some additional value addition for your knowledge. Okay, so that's it from my side, friends, for the day. Jai Hind and bye bye.